In the late 1960s, a killer walked the streets of Northern California. He didn't hide. He wanted to be found. He sent letters to newspapers. He taunted detectives. He gave himself a name. The Zodiac Killer claimed the lives of at least 5 people, and possibly many more. And to this day, he has never been identified. This is the story that haunted America for over 50 years. Chapter 1. The First Attacks. It was December 20th, 1968. 2 teenagers, David Faraday, 17, and Betty Lou Jensen, 16, were parked on a quiet road near Vallejo, California. It was a first date. They never made it home. Both were shot and killed. The case went cold almost immediately. Investigators had no leads, no witnesses, and no suspect. 7 months later, on July 4th, 1969, the killer struck again, this time at a park in Vallejo. Darlene Ferrin was killed. Her companion, Michael Mageau, survived, but only barely. Witnesses reported seeing a stocky man with brown hair leaving the scene. But what happened next changed everything. Chapter 2. The Letters Begin. Just weeks after the July attack, 3 letters arrived. 1 at the San Francisco Chronicle, 1 at the San Francisco Examiner, and 1 at the Vallejo Times-Herald. Each letter contained details about the crimes that only the killer could have known. And each letter contained something else, a fragment of a coded cipher. Together, the 3 fragments formed a complete cryptogram. The killer demanded the newspapers publish the cipher on their front pages, or he would go on a killing spree. The papers complied. A high school teacher and his wife cracked the code within days. The message read, "I like killing people because it is so much fun. It is more fun than killing wild game in the forest because man is the most dangerous animal." Then, in a letter dated August 1969, the killer signed his name for the first time. He called himself the Zodiac. Chapter 3. More Attacks, More Taunts. On September 27, 1969, the Zodiac attacked 2 college students, Brian Hartnell and Cecilia Shepard, at Lake Berryessa. He appeared wearing a black hood with a white crosshair symbol stitched on it. He tied them up. He stabbed them repeatedly. Brian survived. Cecilia did not. Before leaving, the Zodiac walked to Brian's car and wrote the dates of all his attacks on the door, in black marker, along with that day's date. He wasn't hiding. He was keeping score. Less than a month later, on October 11, 1969, a cab driver named Paul Stein was shot in the head in San Francisco. A witness, a teenager, watched from a window across the street as the killer calmly wiped down the cab with a cloth before walking away. The Zodiac then mailed a piece of Paul Stein's bloody shirt to the newspaper as proof. In the letters that followed, he claimed to have killed 37 people. Investigators could only confirm 5.
Chapter 4. The investigation and suspects police had a partial fingerprint. They had eyewitness descriptions. They had handwriting samples. And yet, nothing led to an arrest. Over the decades, investigators and amateur sleuths proposed dozens of suspects. One of the most prominent was Arthur Lee Allen, a convicted sex offender with a strange fixation on the Zodiac. He owned the same type of weapon used in the attacks. He wore a Zodiac brand watch. He had no alibi for several of the killings, but DNA testing in 2002 did not match Allen's samples. He had died in 1992 and would never stand trial. In 2021, a cold case team called the Case Breakers announced they had identified the Zodiac as a man named Gary Francis Post. The FBI did not confirm their findings. The case remains officially unsolved. The Zodiac Killer's last confirmed letter was received in 1974. After that, silence. Did he stop killing? Did he die? Did he simply disappear into ordinary life? No one knows. What we do know is that 5 families lost someone they loved. David, Betty Lou, Darlene, Cecilia, Paul. Their names deserve to be remembered, not just the shadow that took them. The Zodiac remains one of the most chilling unsolved cases in American criminal history. A killer who left behind taunts, ciphers, and decades of unanswered questions. Some of those ciphers, like the 340-character cipher, went unsolved for over 51 years, finally cracked by a team of amateur codebreakers in 2020. But the biggest cipher of all, the identity of the Zodiac himself, remains unbroken. If you made it this far, you already know this channel isn't for the faint of heart. Subscribe if you want to go deeper into the cases that history tried to forget. Next week, we go inside one of the most dangerous cults America has ever seen. See you in the dark.